What's going on, everybody? Triple Crown 24 back today, and this was a video I wanted to make because I've been mentioning it lately in some of my interviews I've done. So there was the one on Filmington's channel, and there was the one on Stealing Seconds channel this past weekend, and it really pertains to sentimental value in the hobby, and it's kind of a tactic that I've used as a dealer and as a collector because I think it ties into both sides of things, but it is the sports card buying experience phenomena. I don't have a shorter way to put it. That's just kind of what I call it. But that's the concept, and I'm going to kind of tell you what this concept is, and it's a way to increase value of your collection, and it's a sales point that I use as a dealer as well, in regards to setting up at shows, and then more so with private deals. It's a little tougher to do on eBay, but I will do it from time to time. So it's nothing too crazy, and it's definitely a practice that's used in other businesses as well, but it's kind of unique to our hobby, with how I'll tell you why here. So this is my piece of mail that I got today, besides show inventory, and this would be the green optic cracked ice, which is the first off the line. Goes into the other two that I have, the blue and the red. These are numbered to 7, so they are incredibly tough to find. I have my 1-of-1 superfractor back over there, and then here is my rainbow so far, and I still need like 5 to 6 cards, believe it or not. Lots of parallels, but some of these parallels actually really stand out to me, and I have more of a special connection to them, and it's really it's probably not the ones that you would think in terms of actually putting together a rainbow. So believe it or not, the 3 that I have the greatest connection with, even over the superfractor, would be this one right here, which is the We the People, number to 76, that was given to me by Eric Oakland's 915. This card, which was actually given to me twice, one of the copies was by Eric, those back pages, and one of them was by Donnie the Murph 398. This is the gold number to 10. So that card is really sweet. Try not to take these out of order here. And then there's the ice that I got today, which actually has more meaning to me than the other 2 ices. And it's either a piece of dust or some kind of poltergeist that just floated through here. Anyways, threw me off track. Why those cards mean more to me is because I have a story that I can attach to them, and it has that extra value to it. There is an experience behind my acquisition of them. So one of the things that really prompted me to think about this more is, let me pull this out for you here. This is my 2-row box that features my Cabrera cards, nothing that's high-end, but anything else from 2018 and 2019. They fit into this little 2-row box here. And there is a dealer who I met a couple months ago who I talked with at great lengths, and he said that his entire collection actually fits into one of these 2-row boxes just like this. Entire collection. And that doesn't mean like his valuable cards, his favorite cards. He has a box of commons over here and box of 2019 tops that he opened over here. That's not it at all. His entire collection, according to him, is in that box, and that includes like 2 signed baseballs as well. And he said that the beauty of it is that you can pull out any card in that box, and he has a story behind it. He can tell you how he acquired it and why he has it. And that is remarkable. I don't know if there is a channel on YouTube that can necessarily even say that. I'm sure there's a few out there, but there's very few collectors, I would say, who could do that. And it was just really remarkable to me because I've never heard that before. And I'm not all that experienced. I'm fairly young, as a lot of people like to point out. But it is something that it really got me thinking. And I was thinking about my own collection with it too, is that my collection is pretty big in terms of Cabrera, but it's really focused. And a lot of people have admired my focus, or they wonder how I do it, how I can buy cards like this for show inventory, and I can actually part with them because people tell me I couldn't do that. And it's hard. I mean, there's certain, like when I sold my Griffey rookie that I showed off not too long ago, was kind of hard for about 5 minutes, and I just realized that I come into contact with so many cool cards. It's just nice to be able to say that I own them for whatever period of time. But I just don't have that connection with them, especially when I buy them online as part of deals. There's not really that experience that ties into it. So this Cabrera right here has an experience behind it. It's my 2000th card. This one is more so circumstantial. Not every card that you buy for your collection can be a milestone, really. I mean, technically, I guess they could be, but it's not going to have like a number like 2,000 or 100 or 10,000, whatever size your collection may be. Not every card can be a nice round number like that. It's just kind of how it goes. But the cool thing about it is that this card has an extra value to me now because it has that story behind it. It is number 2000, and it wasn't by any attempt to make it number 2000 by me. It's just sheer coincidence that this was the one that happened to be number 2000, because I had a lot of cards that are still coming in this week and came in last week, and I went to a show last weekend. I thought I might get it there. I didn't really know what it was going to be. And people ask me for milestones. I've been asked this a long time leading up to the 2000 mark is, are you going to get something that's big for 2000? Or when I was at the National, and I finished day 2 at $9.99, they say, oh, so you're going to start off the day with a big one tomorrow. And no, not really. I'll pull it out here. It's a really nice card. Don't get me wrong or anything. It's just that it's not like a massive couple $100 card. It's like a $15, $20 card, and that's a short print from opening day 2018. So my point with that is that I have that extra value, that sentimental value that is kind of attached to those cards, and it's because I created an experience buying them. And it's something that I try to do as a dealer is create an experience, and it adds tremendous value to my cards. So if we think about sports and sports card collecting in general, sports themselves are not something that are tangible. Like a game, we have physical representations. So say you're going to a game, you have your ticket stub, and a lot of people will save their ticket stubs. I know that's kind of a dying art form of how digital everything is now, but we have ticket stubs to use. We have people who are watching at home, you have your device that you use to watch it. That's kind of a little bit different, but the game itself and the events with sports, and even the athletes to some extent, are not tangible things, really, I would say. I mean, athletes, they're people, but they're played up as these larger than life figures, and they do these amazing feats that'll kind of add this lore to them, like Miguel Cabrera, for example. Amazing baseball player, fantastic hitter. He does stuff that I could never even dream about doing on the baseball diamond, and there's so many. Pretty much any player is like that. They're phenomenal athletes. And kind of just going off of that is that we as consumers are always attempting to find something to, I guess, remember these great feats or to capture the moment. For example, you know how much Triple Crown merchandise is out there from when Miggy won the Triple Crown in 2012? Get it through stadium promotions, pins like that, merchandise, t-shirts, hats, anything that they can put a logo on, they're going to put it on. That's because we want to relive and recapture those experiences. We want to have something physical, tangible to remember it by. I think that's a big reason why we collect sports cards, is that they remind us of certain experiences. Now, the cards themselves don't always depict a certain game. Like, for example, this is just an autograph card. That's really not anything too out of the ordinary, I would say. I mean, this is kind of like the Holy Grail card for Miguel Cabrera. Maybe I shouldn't say it like that. But it's not anything that really depicts a certain game or anything. It's pretty much a piece of cardboard that he signed at the end of the day. And that's not to devalue or take anything away from this card. That's just what it is. But with it, too, is that I made an experience of this. I bought it at the National, and it's a topic I've covered in great length, the story that went into buying this card. And it's really not something that I can get through eBay, unless maybe I had messaged the seller and we talked about collecting and all that. But so when people come up to my table, a lot of times what I'll do is I will try to ask them about their PC. Sometimes I'll give them an extra card or something. It's just going to be something on my dollar box. Sometimes I have young collectors who maybe I'll give an autograph of their favorite player to. And it's because I want to create that experience for them. I want them to remember how they obtained that card. And I know that a lot of people will remember things like that, and they will associate that memory of going to that specific show. They'll maybe remember me with it. That's not really the important part. It's more so that they will have that memory of the hobby. That's what keeps people around, is that when you hear people returning to the hobby, it's almost a given or a guarantee that they had some prior experience that they can recall in vivid detail about the hobby, whether it's going to card shops in the 80s, what was the card that they really wanted to chase when they were kids, that kind of stuff. And I hear it all the time. And to me, the way that you engage people in the hobby and keep them in the hobby is to create that experience. And those are the experiences and the moments that are invaluable. It adds more value to this card than you can put a assigned value to in terms of monetary value. So that is something to consider. And there's always cards like these right here that have nice monetary value, and they commemorate certain things, like the Triple Crown here, because this is these are the Triple Crown relics. This one I pulled from a pack myself, and I can remember the story behind it, so it's going to add that extra value to me. So that's kind of my topic today, is when you're buying your cards, a way to add value to them, make it an experience. And there's many ways to do it. I can make a follow-up video to this if you want, but I kind of just want to leave it at that today. But let me know what you think down below in the comments. I really enjoyed making this video and talking about it. I thought it was a topic I wanted to explore. So until next time, I'll see you later. Have a good one.